Peace and grand arising to the air. Today in our consular court we also have another air with us. So all rise and stand and remain standing into perpetuity. This is a universal, sovereign, original, natural, divine, Moorish American consular court. We are the living Moorish American federal government, the sovereign Moorish American consulate, and the original indigenous Moorish American consular court. We are the most ancient court both in heaven and on earth. Ego sum governing justice, Rosum Spiritu Sanctus, Imamu Ra El Bay, in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredis. My free chosen national appellation of nobility is Rose Spirit Bay, in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredis. No United States corporation, company, person, nor their agents, heirs and assignees, nor any derivatives thereof, has personam jurisdiction over me or any sovereign nobility of the earth. This universal sovereign lawful cause of action is manifested by the original indigenous sovereign natural divine people who are the de jure Moorish American federal government, the Moorish American consulate, and the de jure Moorish American consular court. The universal area code for this sovereign court is 86P8WR2G plus 3X. This cause of action is sovereign alphanumeric identifier macg cause 1111. So 11, so it ends in 11. Which is noticed to appear to the named United States corporation company persons for unlawful occupation of our sovereign indigenous ancestral land. The date that the United States corporation company persons was commanded to appear is today, Friday, July 8th, 1442, on the ancient moon calendar, 1443, on the ancient sun calendar, 2022, on the Greco-Roman or Gregorian calendar, at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Coordinated Universal Time. All those who view this sovereign consular court action on the public record are witnesses. This audio and video platform does not in any way diminish the sovereign authority, universal power, nor the ancestral efficacy of the command given by this court, nor our consulate, nor our sovereign Moorish American government. Lawful notification was given to said United States corporation company persons by way of Moorish federal government email and by the posting on the public record. All of the commerce by said United States corporation company persons to be named has been terminated by way of our sovereign universal commercial code 1 lien. We, the justices of the Moorish American Consular Court, do hereby execute universal sovereign consular court actions in the favor of all Moors where unlawful occupation of our sovereign original indigenous land is proven, with nationality being the proof necessary to activate our sovereign living court to action. This court action is hereby placed on the public record for the public record and letting the public record show that the United States corporation company persons are hereby called forth at this time, and each of you persons are commanded to state your name and nationality for the American people who are the Moorish American federal government. Once you have stated your name and nationality for the public record, you will then be required to respond to 3 questions by this living court. Your only response shall be yes if yes is true, or no if no is true. You are commanded to say nothing further, and no questions will be answered by this sovereign court at this time. I also want to add that we also have our heir, our witness, sovereign living justice, my heir, who is also a sovereign living justice, here to witness this court as well. At this time, we call forth the following corporate persons: the birth certificate doing business as the birth certificate for Rosalind Pierre, fraudulently issued by all doing business at the Corporation of Haiti Republic, which has been previously liened and court actioned and arrest command sent on November 8th, 1993. This happened on November 8th, 1993, DGI. 360 declaration, registers D, page 190, receipt number 46163NN. You are hereby commanded to state your name and nationality for the record. Birth certificate, doing business as birth certificate for Rose and Pierre, fraudulently issued by all those that were doing business at the Corporation of Haiti Republic, which has been liened and court actioned and arrest commanded, sent out, and so decapitated, which is now a subject to the Moorish federal government and the corporation. And this was done. This birth certificate was fraudulently issued on November 8th, 1993. DGI 360 Declaration, Register D, page 190, receipt number 46163NNN. Birth certificate, doing business as birth certificate for Rose and Pierre, fraudulently issued by all those doing business at the now subject Corporation of Haiti Republic. This birth certificate was fraudulently issued on November 8th, 1993. DGI 360 Declaration, Register D, page 190, receipt number 46163. You are hereby commanded to state your name and nationality for the record. Islam. Silence is acquiescence. Therefore, those who do not speak when commanded have consented to our universal sovereign jurisdiction authority by way of this sovereign ex parte action, as the corporate parties did fail to appear and or respond point for point. Sovereign ex parte action by the Supreme Justices, who are the living Moorish American Consular Court, are further affirmation that we do not need the permission of anyone to lawfully govern our vast estate. All United States Corporation Company persons are subject to this justice and all subsequent justices and commands of the Moorish American Consular Court. Our sovereign government ruling are the supreme law for the land, even in matters ex parte. We the people do hereby state that those United States Corporation Company persons whose names were called are guilty of unlawful occupation of our sovereign, original, indigenous, and ancient ancestral lands. All properties on our land is already in the sovereign possession of the heirs. All corporate fraud and corruption have been removed from our sovereign resources. Yes, the heir is celebrating. The American Provost Marshal is hereby notified and commanded to arrest you and place you at Guantanamo Bay Prison, where your decapitation shall occur. All those who choose to live and breathe on our land are subject to us and shall obey all sovereign commands, and no public office nor property shall be held by said consenting subjects. Sumus de sanctam unum, we are the holy ones. Nous vivons, we live. Sumus classis teni abundante imperium, we are the keys to our abundant empire. Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra. Dico vobus quecumque sumus veritis super terrum errant lingate et in calo et sumus quecumque sul veritis super terrum errant suta et in calo. Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra. Dico vobus quecumque sumus veritis super terrum errant lingate et in calo et sumus quecumque sul veritis super terrum errant suta et in calo. Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra. Dico vobis quecumque sumus veritis super terrum errant lingata et in calo et sumus quecumque sub veritis super terrum errant suta et in calo. Truly I say to you, whatsoever we bind on earth is bound in heaven, and whatsoever we set free on earth is set free in heaven. With the completion of the sovereign Moorish American Consular Court action, we the heirs do hereby peacefully tribute to ourselves and to our sovereign heirs that which is rightfully ours according to the will of our eternal, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, infinite, self-existent, self-sufficient ancestors, who, and ascendants and descendants, who are present here today. For this court action is hereby complete. Peace and grand rising to the ascended Moorish American nobility and the grand rising to all of risen humanity Islam. All sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient, divine American autographs affirming this, and all sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient empire, state of Morocco, and the de jure Moorish American National Republic federal government documents are on the public record at America, ancient Morocco, northwest of Mexico, northwest Africa, the North Gate, Turtle Island, Gaia, Lemuria, Midgard, and Earth, Chronos, time, immemorial, into perpetuity, ego sum, Sovereign Living Justice Rosalind Spiritu Sanctus Imam Ura El Bey, and much thanks to our witness that is here as well, Islam.